many other fix and flip investors, they work a lot, but that's not my approach. So I try to delegate as much as possible, and I want to focus on my zone of genius where I feel the happiest when I do the type of work that I'm really good at.
Elisa, thank you for joining me for our Thought Leader Spotlight series. I'm your host over here, Matt Camp, head of partnerships at DealMachine. And on these, we really try to shine an industry spotlight on experts like yourself, hear your inspiring stories, and see how you see the real estate world evolving. So today, really excited to welcome on Elisa Covington. You're a real estate investor and developer in the San Francisco Bay Area. You're the CEO of Transform Real Estate Investments, which is a real estate solutions company that buys and improves all kinds of homes. You're an author of Flipping Houses Quick Start Guide, a number one release on Amazon, and also mentored dozens through your coaching program, the Transform Flipper Academy. And on top of all that, you've got a great YouTube channel, Transform Real Estate, over 80,000 subscribers now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Well, welcome
Thank
on.
you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
absolutely.
having me. I'm so excited to talk with you and share my experiences with your viewers.
Yeah, let's start there. I know I mentioned a little bit about your background, but I thought you had a great story around how you quit your W 2 and are now making multiples of that. So, can you maybe talk through like how you got into real estate and a little bit about your journey there?
Sure, yeah. So I started in real estate investing from purchasing my first home. That was a two-bedroom, two-bath condo in San Francisco. I lived in one bedroom and rented out the other one. So I was essentially doing house hacking without even knowing the term at the time. I had to remodel the condo a little bit because it was a short sale and it was not in the best condition. So
Mhm.
I only had very limited funds after purchasing the home. So I think I spent about 20,000 to paint the walls and like painting the kitchen and replacing countertops, etc.
Mhm.
And at the time, I really didn't have any knowledge about renovations. So I was going in blindly without knowing like what would look the best, what would be the most cost effective things to do on the renovation. But I learned a lot on that renovation. And afterwards, I really enjoyed the results, and I was excited to do more of those. So that's how I kind of started my journey.
Nice. And then I know, as you've gotten through this, you've really honed in on a couple of ways to find more deals and really, acquire new properties there. It sounded like you do a great job of working with real estate agents. Like, can you talk about that to our audience a little bit more on, how to stand out to agents, how to incentivize them, how to network with them? Like, I'd love to hear a little bit of your playbook there.
Sure, yeah. So I get my deals mostly through real estate agents. So what I do is I connect with the agents, sometimes through phone calls, through in-person meetings, and it's like planting a seed with the agents so that when they come across fixer-upper type of properties, they will know to contact me, and I would purchase the properties with them, and then after I renovate the homes, I will resell the same property with the same agent.
Love it. Do you do anything to really inform them of the type of property? Like do you have a specific buy box you really inform them on, or I'm just curious there?
I'm pretty flexible with the type of properties. So I'm open to single family or even like multifamily up to 4 units, and also condos, townhomes, any type of projects. It's mainly the numbers. As long as the numbers work, I'm open to the properties.
Yeah. Is there anything else you do to really stand out to them, to really have them think of you first whenever they find a fixer upper?
I think the main thing is to really, for me, I'd like to really give them an idea about what kind of person I am, and also like how I really do business, because um, I have very good so I'd like to show them that I do business with integrity, and I do what I say and I say what I mean. So when they work with me, they know that they can expect that I always keep my word and always deliver. I try to over deliver and under promise so that they feel comfortable working with me. They feel like I'm someone they can rely on.
Nice. Yeah, I know. Like you said, when you were first starting, it was probably very proactive on you reaching out and having to build those relationships. You mentioned that you
Mm-hmm.
were. It's a little more passive now for you. Is there anything you're doing now to really, kind of nurture those relationships? Or
It's really about the first impression you make uh, to the agents. So, because I made a very good impression on most of the agents, so they actually remember me for a very long time, and even after years, they still think of me when they come across deals. So I don't really have to do a lot of agent outreach anymore.
yeah, that says a lot about how you're really building relationships with them. So, great work.
Right.
Um,
Thank you.
when you are evaluating the deal, especially when it's a rehab like that, can you break it down a little bit for us? I mean, that could be obviously a whole deep dive, but could you break down for us how you go about deal evaluation and maybe share with our audience a few things you learned over the years on that?
Hmm. So about deal evaluation, it's really one of the key aspects of the business because
Mhm.
if you don't evaluate the numbers correctly, then it's very risky for you to go into any of the flips. So it's very important to be conservative with your numbers. So when I say conservative, it's mainly about the after repair value. So you try to be conservative in estimating the after repair value. If you are wondering if it's a lower level or a lower number or a higher number, then I advise you to go with the lower number if possible. Because the more conservative you are with the ARV, the easier it is for you to hit the target once the renovation is all done. And if there's fluctuation in the market, then it's you don't have to worry about the market going up and down because your numbers are so conservative that you are not really counting on like hitting it out the park. So
Mhm.
I think that's really important for, especially for beginners, because you don't have a lot of experience. You don't really, you may make mistakes along the way, like while working with contractors, while estimating the rehab cost. So if you can be conservative with your ARV, then it really can save you a lot of trouble down the line.
Yeah, absolutely agree on that. I mean, I think coming to that after repair value, that ARV, a big piece of that, like you mentioned, is estimating rehab costs. I know
Mm-hmm.
that's something that can be a little intimidating or have a bigger learning curve for newbies. Like, is there any advice
Mm-hmm.
you have there on how they can follow in your footsteps and really, are there any like crucial mistakes to avoid, on that particular item?
So, kind of on the, it's kind of the opposite as estimating the ARV. So when you are estimating the rehab costs, you want to overestimate as much
Mhm.
as possible. So the best way to get the estimate for your rehab cost is to get contractor bids. And after you get contractor bids, you want to also add a little buffer. So not just using the contractor bid, you add maybe 10%, 15% as a buffer just for unexpected costs because there's always unexpected costs. Like when you are getting permits, when you open up walls or the floors, then you can always see things that you didn't think of. So it's good to always have a buffer.
Yeah, absolutely. As you're going through, I know you do a great job of thinking about during those rehabs, thinking about functionality of the home as well as design. Can you maybe
Mm-hmm.
talk through your approach there of how you use functionality to really attract potential buyers and help them fall in love with the home that way too?
Sure. So it comes down to really um, understanding your target buyers. You want to know your target buyer profile. Are they single people, or are they couples? Are they couples with children or without children, with younger children or older children, or are they seniors? So when you know the target buyers, who they are, what they are, then you have a better idea about what they are looking for. So most of the buyers that I encounter in the Bay Area are younger couples. Sometimes they don't have kids yet. Sometimes they are looking to start a family or with young children. So those type of buyers, they tend to look for homes that have an open concept, so they can look after their kids easily while they're cooking and also entertain guests very well. So we try to make homes as open as possible. And also, they are looking for a good sized backyard where their kids or pets can play. So that's what we usually accommodate as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
as you've kind of gone through and learned all these lessons and set up your business, you've also done a really good job of really making the business run on its own in a lot of ways. I know you mentioned you have
Mm-hmm.
are spending somewhere around 10 hours a week on your flipping business. Can you maybe
Mm-hmm.
talk through how you did this and how you uh, you know can give advice to the beginner or scaling investor around setting up a great system like that, great processes?
Mm-hmm. Of course, yeah. I believe in setting up a system and also building a team of people that you can trust. So once you do that, you can really rely on a lot of the people that are great at their jobs to help you to work less. So I know many other fix and flip investors, they work a lot, but that's not my approach. So I try to delegate as much as possible, and I want to focus on my zone of genius, where I feel the happiest when I do the type of work that I'm really good at, and I delegate to people who can do the work better than I, and they also enjoy what they do, so they do a good job. So that's how I'm able to set up the system and also not have to work myself so much, and also be able to balance my work and life.
Yeah, what would you consider your zone of genius there?
So my zone of genius is deal acquisition and also the designing my flips in terms of the interior,
Mhm.
kitchen and floor plan, and also picking out finishing materials.
Nice. Yeah. The way you talk about both those things, I can definitely see that. So, um,
Thanks.
awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah. One last thing I wanted to make sure to ask you about too. I know you really talked about, your passion for using money to do good in the world and really make an
Hmm.
impact on others' lives. And I think, I mean, that
Hmm.
clearly shines through with how you talk to, realtors and build relationships with people. Like, it seems like it really drives a lot of what you do. So can you tell us more on, your mission around that and what gets you so passionate about how you can do that, right?
Hmm. So it's still a work in progress, but the first step for me is to help more people to get started in real estate investing, because I was in the corporate before, and I worked for the same company for many years, and I was not motivated, and I felt stuck. So I know how painful it was for me to be in that position, not having any control of my future, not having any control of my own time. So my first step is to use the knowledge I have to educate more people to hopefully get out of the rat race and achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. So that's why I wrote a book, Flipping Houses Quick Start Guide, to teach people. And also, I have the coaching program, Transform Flipper Academy, also to teach more students to do that. And people can also find helpful information on my YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
that's my first step. And I think going forward, I'm also, I still need to figure out the exact path, but my plan is to use the money I've made to really help people who are in need. There's really a lot of people in need in this world. There's a lot of pain that I'm hoping that I can use the money I have and the business I have to really do more good for this world.
Love that. Yeah. I mean, I know, the coaching piece of it for sure. That shines through and, within your YouTube channel and the book and all of that. So we'll make sure to link to, the program, the book, the YouTube channel, all that stuff here in the description, of the video as well. But, yeah, really appreciate you coming on and sharing some of that knowledge and some of that passion with us today too, Elisa. So thank you so much for coming on. Is there any other way that people can connect with you or?
So it's my YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook. Um, yeah, these are the main social media platforms that I use.
That makes it
Yeah,
easy.
there's a lot of free information there.
Yeah, I'll include links to all that, and then we've got a few resources below as well to check out. But thank you so much again. Really appreciate your time. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much for having me, Matt.
Yeah, to everyone watching, this is Matt Camp over here with Deal Machine, and happy deal finding.